What's up, everybody? Well, today I thought I'd ahead and make another video on a series that I'm calling FrankenHoover, where I disassemble and rebuild different versions of a Hoover Elite. Some people probably would know I recently did another FrankenHoover video where I showed my depiction of a factory rebuilt Hoover Elite 350 that Hoover probably would have done if they did factory rebuilt those machines. So I thought it would only make sense that I follow it up with my depiction of a factory rebuilt Hoover Elite 600. And that's what I have right here. So this is my depiction of a factory rebuilt Hoover Elite 600. This kind of looks like Hoover probably would have built it back then, or not far from it. But anyway, a typical new style Elite. It's got a black body and a black cord. And most of you probably know the older style Elites didn't even come with onboard attachments. So that's a pretty nice touch and kind of makes it look a bit more plain and base. And also, it's a little bit more lightweight without tools, or the tools on board at least. So this is a soft bag machine, but this is one of the higher end models that actually has the soft bag with the stair cleaning handle. I'll show you a view in the bag. This has a Hoover Type A bag, typical Hoover Elite, that, as you can see, the zipper is actually on the right side. Older Elite models used to have the zippers on the right versus on the left, like later models. Hoover later did that side because when they added onboard tools, this zipper kind of got in the way of that, so they moved it to the left. So anyways, we move on down. It's got your 4-position carpet height adjustment. I always like to leave it in the normal setting for the pile of this carpet. And you will notice the knob is actually not color matched to the machine. Back then, this actually would have been blue if it had been color matched back then. Anyway, I do think it kind of contrasts to the black body on the back. Just nice. Also, you will notice right here the power switch is red. When Hoover later switched to the black body Elites, they actually did a red power switch instead of a black one, because if it were black, it would be kind of hidden in and no one would be able to find the power switch easier than they would a red switch on the black body. Because back then, when they had the black switch is when they had the gray bodies, and you could find that one just fine. So let's go ahead and show you the underneath of the machine. Your standard dual row brush roll. This has the little bit more rare red bristle brush roll. The thing I do like about the red bristle brush rolls, the brushes are medium stiff. They're like in between soft and stiff. The white bristle brush rolls on these I know are very stiff. So you can imagine, you can expect great agitation out of that. They also did make green soft bristle brush rolls for these, which those groom the carpet well, but they don't agitate well. With this style, that's kind of an in-between. You get good carpet grooming and you have excellent agitation. So now let's go ahead and flip the machine on its back to show you the model number. This is Hoover Cleaner model U4473, 120 volts, 60 hertz. Now it says it's a 6-amp motor, but when it had the black body treatment, it does have the black motor casing, but the motor is not the original 6 amp. This actually is a newer style motor that draws somewhere between 7 amps or somewhere around that range. So a little bit more of an amperage draw, but with this upgraded motor you have much better performance. And unfortunately the trade-off for these is normally the 7 amp motors are a bit loud and they're quite screamers compared to the 6 and 5 amp counterparts. But I actually remedied that when I put this together, because this has an upgraded fan impeller on the inside. Yep, I put a retrofit Hoover 20 blade fan that was used on the 12 amp motor models. It does fit the 7, 6, and 5 amp models, and I've ran this in also my Elite Supreme and my Dimension, and it definitely changes the tone of the motor. It definitely quiets it down. So basically it almost sounds like the original 6 amp, but you get much more performance with this bigger 7 amp motor. So anyway, I think I pretty much showed everything I can on this. There's not really that much to say. So for now, let's go ahead and release the cord. And go ahead and plug it in. And we'll go ahead and turn this thing on and run it for you guys so you guys can hear how it runs. Now, typical Elite fashion, this thing is pretty noisy when it's running, so headphone users beware. So, here we go. Very nice. Runs very smooth. It's fairly quiet. This new 7-amp motor with the 20-blade fan almost sounds like the original 6-amp that was in this. So anyway, before I end the video, I'm going to show you the way these older Elites got onboard attachments back then. It was actually by this little suction converter that actually mounts underneath the vacuum, and I will go ahead and try and demonstrate. So anyway, it mounts underneath like so, and now you have an onboard hose. I'll go ahead and show you that. Don't expect great suction from it. So here are all your attachments. Extension wand on. Slide this little tab over to lock it in place. And same for your extension wand up here. Now I'll go ahead and show you these 3 attachments. These are actually attachments that I actually pulled from some of my canister Hoovers. They actually fit this attachment converter. So anyway, I'll go ahead and show you that. Here's its dusting brush. Here is the crevice tool. And lastly, your upholstery tool, which this version has special teeth on the back to grab pet hair. Let's go ahead and take all this off. Turn that off. Remove this. Okay. Well, that was the factory rebuilt example of a Hoover Elite 600. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.